Right, good morning. Good morning, Eddie.
Good morning.
It's nice to see that you're in charge of the video camera today. It's probably not nice to see, for everybody to see that I'm in charge of the leading the walk. Here we are at the car park here, just by the Strickland Arms, and we're going to walk up to Sizergh Castle. And I've made an executive decision. We're following this arrow and going west over towards this Sycamore Reservoir. And when we get there, we're going to turn north, go up, steady climb, and we end up here at Helsington Church with some very nice views, hopefully over the Lythe Valley. From Helsington Church we go, it's this, going east, it's almost all downhill, a dodgy crossing of the main Kendal bypass here, the dual carriageway. We've got to watch what we're doing, and down to the River Kent, where we cross the bridge, and on the eastern side we follow the footpath right down here, and we're nearly at Sedgwick, where we cross over. And somewhere we cross over here on the chain bridge, down the road, and then turn west back. Now we're climbing past Low Sizergh Barn, underneath the road this time, and back up to the Strickland Arms, back to the car. I haven't got any mileage details, but I presume it's 6 or thereabouts.
And hopefully we'll get down to the river in amongst the trees before it starts raining.
That's it. Can I just say before we start?
At the moment we're just walking along the ha-ha. If you don't know what a ha-ha is, it's a wall built higher to stop the animals jumping into the park of the big house. And as we pan round, we can see, focusing, Sizergh Castle. And this is the parkland where they occasionally graze animals, but this ha-ha is to stop them jumping in when they don't want them to.
Somewhere every day.
At the moment now we're walking up the lane up to Helsington Church, deviating a little bit from the map, but going the less muddy way. So then once we get to Helsington Church, we'll be back on the map again. Sorry, yeah, Peter says we are on the map, so we are meant to be coming up this lane.
It's just that there are 2 ways to get to Helsington Church, 2 little red arrows.
Right. So we've chosen a cleaner way, I think, by coming up the lane.
Miles without styles, for less air.
We won't have to tell Bernard, but we've deviated from the path that we were going to go on. Instead, we're walking up a very well concreted path up to Helsington Church, and it's through the woods, which is much pleasanter. You can see the colours changing as well. They've obviously made this walk from the Sizergh Castle tramper friendly, wheelchair friendly, for people who want to go up to the church who are disabled. Now I'll be honest, I'm not sure what this is. There's a house adjacent, and this appears to be a tunnel, well, unless it's an old ice house which they used to have in the past before fridges and freezers. That may be what it is. This is the house that I was mentioning before when I was talking about the ice house, and if you notice here, I'll zoom in, the chimneys are round, and there's a lot like that in the Lake District, and the reason for it is when it's very windy there's no straight edges for the wind to catch onto, so the wind goes round the chimneys rather than at them. We've now arrived at the top. Just a little bit further to go, but we can just see over the Lythe Valley. I'll zoom in a little bit. And we'll get a better view of the Lythe Valley once we get to the church. And zoom round, pan round, still the path up there, and across the fields. Way around, and you can see the windmills above Kendal there in the haze. Here we are at Helsington Church, and looking down the valley now to the sea. It looks as if the tide's perhaps coming in, and panning round the Lythe Valley. Over towards Lakeland. Absolutely beautiful. Lovely clear day. Not cold. Yeah. Very fertile Lythe Valley. Here's the lane leading up to the church. This lane goes towards the road. The church behind this wall. There we are. Church coming into view now. Chapel of Ease, they call it. There's a belfry there, and an annex which they used to take parties in. I don't know whether they still do or not, for school parties and this sort of thing, for outward bound type things. Yeah. The 11s is over, and leaving the Lythe Valley now. That's the road out from the church to the main road, and we're now taking this path here, and we'll end up at the A6 eventually. Walk through a farm. Yeah. We've come over the hill end now, and looking over towards the Howgills in the far distance. If I can zoom in, you can maybe see them. Yeah. Zoom in round. I'm not sure whether we can see Ingleborough yet or not. No, we can't see Ingleborough, not in view, but we're looking down towards Sedgwick, and then over towards Helsington, and eventually Kendal. And I think that might be the farm we walk through, I'm not sure. Or we may just go down to that cottage down there at the end of the lane, and then further on. I think that'll be it. Looking over towards the Howgills over there. I've zoomed in as much as I can. Panning round the far Howgills towards T-Bay.
It has that lot have gone up. It's been down a few up.
And panning round.
I know the stash somewhere else. Yeah. It's out.
Yeah, and that's it, right away around. And away in the haze over there is Cloffer Pike. But we can't quite see our old friend Ingleborough. There's the filling station. I'm having a job to hold the camera still, it's quite windy now. And that's where we cross over at that lodge and walk down to the river from there. Still a few flowers about. I'm not sure what they are, what they call them, but no doubt. Now we've arrived now at the River Kent. It's quite full.
If we carry on down here, we come to that road where there's a bridge.
And
so there might be something over there.
this is where we're going to have lunch when we find a place to sit. Down by the River Kent. This is where the river goes into the Narrows.
This thing I'm watching at the moment is on YouTube.
And the salmon come up here, believe it or not. Quite a bit of water in it. The other side, coming down through rapids. Very nice. Well, lunch over and we're back on the track again, following the River Kent. And this is just a beech tree that's changed colour, it looks very nice. Getting up windy now, very windy.
All the rain and what?
Just a view of the Kent. Down on the rapids there. Quite a bit of water in it. Just walking through the woods.
I used to do a lot of trade of myself on the X-Trail, you know, I've replaced all the brakes and everything on site on the back of it,
The leaves are on the footpath, all fallen off the trees. Most of them are gone now. And we've got the rapids down there. Quite near the edge is this path, and it's quite slippery, so just have to be a bit careful as we go along to trip over any tree roots. There's Brian up front. Swing round. There's the rest of the group making their way forward on the path. I'll close down now for a minute or two. Few sheep in the field here. Looking up towards the Sedgwick Road. We're now on the famous suspension bridge. Whoops! It wobbles from side to side a bit as you're walking over. It says at the beginning no more than 25 people on the bridge at once. That's quite a lot. And swinging around looking down the Kent. Looking back. Peter and Brian. And looking back up the Kent. So here we are. To the end. Back on terra firma. Now we're back on the road now that leads up to Sizergh Castle. Sizergh Barn first, and then under the bridge, and then Sizergh Castle and back to the cars. Here we are back on the road now, walking up to the cars. We have been caught out by the rain, but it's just a quick heavy shower and it's fine at the moment. And we're just coming up to the Strickland Arms pub, and the cars are parked a little bit further up in a lay-by. So I thought we've had a good walk, and the weather's been dry up to the last quarter of an hour, and it's got up windy as well now. So hope you enjoy the walk with us, and we hope to see you again next week. So, as Norman would say, bye for now.